All right, so are you ready to just crush this pharmacist interview?
Oh, absolutely.
We're diving deep today
Yeah.
into some intel that'll give you a major edge.
Mm-hmm.
And this is especially for you, our lifelong learner out there.
Right.
We're talking all about RoleCatcher's Pharmacist Career Guide, A&D Interview Guide.
Yes.
And they even have this AI that helps tailor your answers
Yeah.
and provide feedback for specific pharmacist roles.
That's right.
It's like having your own personal coach.
It really is. It analyzes the job description, picks out those key skills they're looking for,
Oh.
and then helps you showcase those skills in your resume, cover letter, and even your interview answers.
So it's like a roadmap for success.
Yeah, like a personalized roadmap.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into all those super smart AI tricks,
Uh-huh.
let's just get a handle on what pharmacists actually DO all day.
Right.
More than just handing out pills.
Oh, for sure. Way more. Think about it. Pharmacists are like the medication experts.
Yeah.
They're not just dispensing prescriptions. They're making sure those prescriptions are safe
Mm-hmm.
and effective for each individual patient.
Right.
And that means knowing everything about dosages, potential side effects, and how different drugs can interact with each other.
You know those little stickers on your prescription bottles
Oh, yeah?
that warn you about things like grapefruit juice?
Exactly.
That's a pharmacist looking out for you,
Right.
looking for those potential drug interactions.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard that some of those interactions can be life-threatening.
Absolutely, they can.
So interviewers are definitely going to be looking for proof that you take this seriously.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They want to know you understand the gravity of it.
Absolutely.
And beyond that, pharmacists are also educating patients about their medications,
Oh, right.
answering questions, and even reporting any suspected adverse reactions. They're truly guardians of patient safety.
Wow. It sounds like a huge responsibility.
It is.
Yet also incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely.
Especially for someone like our listener who thrives on learning and then applying that knowledge to make a real difference.
You got it. It's all about making a difference.
Okay, so let's dive into those common interview questions.
All right, let's do it.
Because I know RoleCatcher has identified some of the trickiest ones,
Mm-hmm. Some real brain teasers.
and they provide great insights into how to approach each one.
Exactly. So you're not caught off guard.
Okay, hit me with the first one. What do they usually throw at you right out of the gate?
Okay, well, the first one is a classic. Describe your experience working in a pharmacy.
Okay.
Now, you might think this is just a chance to list your previous jobs,
Right.
but it's so much more than that.
Okay, so what are they really looking for with this question?
They want to see how your past experience aligns with the specific requirements of this job.
Okay.
They're interested in the tasks you performed, your level of responsibility, and how you handled different situations.
Got it.
They want to know if you can walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Show me what you got. So how do you make sure your answer hits the mark?
Be specific. Don't just say you filled prescriptions. Talk about the volume you handled, the types of medications you dispensed, and any challenges you overcame.
Like what?
Maybe you had to troubleshoot a system error or calm down a frustrated patient
That happened.
while still maintaining accuracy and efficiency.
So it's about proving you can handle the pressure.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's all about painting a picture of yourself in action,
Yes,
showcasing your skills and experience in a way that's relevant to the job.
you got it.
Now, what about potential pitfalls?
Okay. A big one is don't overstate your experience
Right.
or make it seem like you're more qualified than you are.
Honesty is key.
Absolutely. Honesty is key.
If you haven't had a lot of direct pharmacy experience,
Right.
what should you do?
Focus on transferable skills from other roles,
Okay.
like attention to detail or communication.
Those are always good.
Always good.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm.
On to question number 2. All right, bring it on.
What's next?
This one gets a bit more personal.
Yeah.
What is your approach to patient care?
Getting to the heart of what it means to be a pharmacist.
Exactly.
It's not just about dispensing pills, it's about caring for people.
Right.
What are they trying to assess with this question?
They're gauging your empathy, your communication skills,
Okay.
and your genuine passion for helping people.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know if you prioritize the needs of patients
Right.
and how you go about building that trust and rapport.
So it's less about textbook knowledge
Yeah.
and more about your personality and values as a healthcare professional.
Exactly. This is where you let your genuine self shine through.
Let that flag fly.
Explain why patient care is your top priority
Okay.
and share specific examples of how you demonstrate that in your interactions.
Like what?
Do you actively listen to concerns, explain things clearly, treat everyone with respect, even in challenging situations?
Those are all good things.
Really important things. I imagine stories are really powerful here.
Oh, absolutely.
Like maybe you once went above and beyond to help a patient understand their medication regimen.
Perfect example.
Even though it took extra time.
Yes. Those real-life anecdotes make your answer memorable.
Right.
And show that you genuinely care.
You're not just clocking in and clocking out.
Exactly. Now, a red flag for this question is making it seem like patient care isn't a priority.
Right.
Remember, pharmacists are on the front lines of healthcare, and those interactions with patients can make a world of difference.
It can make or break their experience.
It really can.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about question number 3.
All right, shooting for a hat trick.
What else do they like to ask?
This one tests your clinical knowledge. What is your experience with drug interactions?
Ooh, this is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
Every medication has potential side effects.
Right.
And some combinations can be dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So what are they trying to assess here?
They're making sure you have a solid foundation in pharmacology.
Right.
And that you're able to identify and prevent those potential drug interactions. They're also looking for critical thinking and problem-solving skills.
So it's not enough to just memorize facts.
Right.
You need to apply that knowledge.
Exactly. It's about applying that knowledge in real-world situations.
Okay, so how do you convince them you're the drug interaction guru?
Start strong. Emphasize your pharmacology knowledge, your experience identifying and preventing drug interactions. Have you taken any courses or certifications in this area?
Oh, that's good.
Mention those. Then share specific examples of situations where you've spotted potential problems and taken steps to prevent harm to the patient.
So like what would that sound like?
Absolutely. Maybe you caught a potential interaction between a patient's prescription and an over-the-counter medication they were taking. You could talk about how you contacted the prescribing physician, suggested alternative medications, or counseled the patient on potential risks and monitoring.
So showing you're proactive.
Exactly.
Thinking several steps ahead.
Yes.
Okay, what's a major pitfall to avoid here?
Making it seem like you have no experience with drug interactions or that you don't take them seriously.
Right.
Even if you're a recent graduate, you can still demonstrate your knowledge by discussing hypothetical scenarios or research you've done on drug interactions.
So showing that you're taking the initiative to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. It's about showing that you're always learning.
Yes.
And that you're committed to staying on top of this critical aspect of pharmacy practice.
It's all about continuous learning.
Absolutely. And speaking of staying on top of things, the next question is all about that. How do you stay current with new medications and treatment options?
That's a good one.
The ever-evolving world of pharmacy.
It's constantly changing.
New drugs and therapies are constantly being developed. It's like a never-ending puzzle.
It is.
Which is probably exciting for a learner like you.
Oh, absolutely. I love it.
So what are they looking for here?
They want to see that you're passionate about staying ahead of the curve. That you're a lifelong learner, dedicated to continuous professional development.
It's crucial in this field.
It really is. Pharmacy is constantly expanding.
So how do you convince them you're not just keeping up, but actually thriving?
Be specific. Explain the steps you take to stay informed. Do you attend conferences and workshops? Read industry journals? Participate in online forums or discussions. Mention specific certifications or training programs you've completed.
So it's about showing that you're actively engaged.
Yes.
Now what's the biggest mistake here?
Making it seem like you're not committed to ongoing education or that you're content with your current level of knowledge.
Right.
Pharmacy is constantly evolving, and employers want to know that you're eager to keep pace.
Got to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
So it's not just about knowing the answers, but about having that hunger to keep learning and growing.
That's what they want to see.
Makes sense. Okay, on to question number 5.
All right, bring it on.
What's the next challenge?
This one can be a bit trickier to navigate. How do you handle difficult patients or situations?
Ooh, the dreaded difficult patient question.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic.
Every pharmacist has encountered challenging situations.
For sure. It comes with the territory.
What are they really trying to get at here?
They're trying to get a sense of how you handle pressure,
Okay.
how you communicate with people who might be upset or frustrated, and how you maintain your composure and professionalism in challenging situations.
So it's about grace under pressure.
Exactly. They're looking for evidence of your emotional intelligence, empathy, and conflict resolution skills.
So it's not about pretending you've never had a difficult patient.
No, not at all.
It's about showing how you rise to the occasion and maintain professionalism.
Right.
Okay, so what should we focus on?
Focus on your ability to remain calm, empathetic, and solution-oriented.
Okay.
Explain that you always strive to maintain professionalism, even when faced with challenging patients or situations.
Right.
And again, share specific examples of how you've successfully de-escalated a situation,
Let's go.
resolved a conflict, or calmed down an upset patient.
It's about having those tools in your belt.
Exactly.
I bet stories are gold here.
They are.
Like maybe you had a patient who was incredibly anxious about starting a new medication.
Oh, that's a perfect example.
How did you approach that?
Right. What techniques did you use to put them at ease and build trust?
Yeah, it's about connecting on a human level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those kinds of stories bring your answer to life and show that you can handle these situations with grace and empathy.
Now, what's the major red flag here?
Making it seem like you're easily overwhelmed by difficult situations or that you lack the patience to deal with challenging patients. Avoid being dismissive of patients' concerns or making generalizations about difficult people.
Okay.
Remember, every patient deserves to be treated with respect and empathy.
That's a great reminder.
Oh.
Okay, let's tackle question number 6.
All right, what's next?
What else do they got?
This one tests your organizational skills. How do you prioritize your daily tasks as a pharmacist?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just think about it.
Yeah.
Pharmacists are juggling a ton of responsibilities at once.
They are.
Filling prescriptions, counseling patients, managing inventory,
Right.
all in a fast-paced environment.
It's like a high-stakes game of Tetris.
It really is.
So what are they really looking for here?
They want to see if you can handle that high-volume workload,
Okay.
manage your time effectively, and prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance.
It's about problem solving on your feet
Exactly.
and staying organized even when things get crazy.
That's crucial.
So how do you showcase those organizational superpowers?
Be transparent about your process.
Okay.
Do you swear by to-do lists?
Yeah.
A scheduling app?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have a color-coded system.
Oh, wow.
That would make Marie Kondo proud.
That's impressive.
Share your methods and highlight those skills that keep you organized.
Like what?
Time management, attention to detail, the ability to multitask effectively.
You got to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
I bet real-world examples are key here, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like if you've ever had to handle a sudden influx of prescriptions while still making sure all the patient information was accurate.
Those examples are gold.
Yeah.
They demonstrate that you can think on your feet and make sound decisions under pressure.
Okay, now what's a pitfall to avoid?
Making it sound like you're disorganized or easily overwhelmed.
Right.
Avoid vague statements like, I just do whatever needs to be done.
Don't want to sound clueless.
Nope. Be specific about your methods and those concrete examples of your organizational skills in action.
Okay, great advice. On to question number 7.
All right, let's keep going.
This one deals with something super important. How do you ensure patient confidentiality?
That's huge.
Patient privacy is paramount in healthcare.
Couldn't agree more. It's essential.
So what are they looking for here?
It's not just about knowing the rules, although that's certainly important. They want to see that you truly value patient confidentiality.
Right.
Understand the ethical and legal implications of breaching that confidentiality.
Ooh, yeah, that's big.
And that you take proactive steps to protect that sensitive information.
So it's about demonstrating integrity, discretion, showing that you're not just following the rules, but that you understand the deeper why behind them.
You got it.
So how do you nail this answer?
Start by emphasizing that you take patient confidentiality very seriously and that you're familiar with all the relevant laws and regulations.
Like HIPAA.
Exactly like HIPAA in the United States. Then get specific about those steps you take to ensure confidentiality. Storing patient records securely, using strong passwords, being mindful of conversations in public areas.
All those little things.
They all add up.
Now, if you have experience with electronic health record systems, is that good to mention?
Definitely highlight your knowledge of their security features.
Perfect. So it's about being proactive.
Yes.
And having that heightened awareness of patient privacy in every aspect of your work.
Absolutely. You're always thinking about it.
What's a red flag here?
Making it seem like confidentiality is an afterthought.
Okay.
Or that you don't understand the potential consequences of a breach.
Right.
Avoid dismissive statements like, I've never had a problem with confidentiality before.
Yeah.
Instead, focus on the proactive steps you take to prevent any issues from arising.
Stay ahead of the game.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's move on to question number 8.
All right, let's hear it.
This one can be a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, this one can be tough.
But it's important to talk about. How do you handle medication errors?
Gotta face it head on.
It's a high-stakes environment.
It is.
And mistakes can happen.
They do. We're all human.
So what are they really looking for here?
They're looking for your accountability, honesty, and commitment to patient safety.
Okay.
They want to see if you can own up to your mistakes, learn from them, and take steps to prevent them from happening again.
So it's about how you respond
Exactly.
when things don't go according to plan.
Right.
So what's the best approach?
Be honest and transparent.
Okay.
Explain that you take medication errors seriously and that you understand the potential consequences.
Right.
Describe the steps you take to prevent errors.
Okay.
Double-checking prescriptions.
Yeah.
Verifying patient information. Using technology to your advantage.
Those are all good.
Important safeguards.
What if you've actually had an experience with a medication error?
That's okay. Briefly explain the situation.
Okay.
What you learned from it. And the steps you took to correct it.
Right.
Focus on the positive, how you've grown from the experience.
Turn it into a learning experience.
Exactly.
And how you've implemented new strategies to prevent future errors.
It's all about continuous improvement.
So it's about showing that you're committed to always getting better.
Yes.
Like maybe you implemented a new double-check system
That's a great example.
after an error, even if it wasn't required, just to be extra cautious.
It shows you're going above and beyond to ensure patient safety.
Right.
Right.
Okay, what's a major pitfall to avoid?
Trying to downplay the seriousness of medication errors or shifting the blame.
Not taking responsibility.
Exactly. Avoid statements like, it wasn't really my fault or it's never happened to me before.
Trying to sweep it under the rug.
Not a good look. Own your mistakes. Show that you've learned from them and demonstrate that unwavering commitment to patient safety.
Those they want to see. All right, let's tackle the final question in this set.
Okay, last one.
How do you ensure medication safety and accuracy?
Here we go.
This seems like a broad topic.
It is. It's a big one.
What are they really trying to assess?
They want to see a holistic understanding of medication safety. They're looking for evidence that you're knowledgeable about potential risks. You adhere to established procedures, and you're proactive in identifying and addressing potential problems.
So it's about connecting all the dots.
Exactly.
What are those key takeaways?
They're looking for signs of your attention to detail, your critical thinking skills, and that commitment to continuous improvement.
Got to keep getting better.
Always.
Okay, so how do you approach this broad question?
Think about the whole medication management process.
Okay.
From receiving a prescription to dispensing the medication to the patient.
Right.
Describe those specific steps you take at each stage to ensure safety and accuracy.
Okay, like what?
Verifying prescriptions, double-checking calculations, using barcode scanners, counseling patients on proper medication use.
Got it.
It all matters.
It all adds up.
Exactly. Highlight any specialized training or certifications you have in medication safety.
Like what?
Like a medication therapy management certification.
That's a good one.
It shows you're going above and beyond.
All right.
And mention any initiatives you've implemented to improve safety protocols in previous roles.
So showing you're proactive.
Exactly.
And always looking for ways to improve.
Always striving for excellence.
And what's the biggest mistake to make here?
Making medication safety seem like an afterthought or like you're not fully aware of those potential risks.
Right.
Avoid vague statements like, I just try to be careful, or I've never had any problems with medication safety.
Don't want to sound complacent.
Nope. Be specific about your methods. Demonstrate your knowledge. And showcase that commitment to excellence.
It's about showing them you're the real deal.
You got it. Great advice.
I hope so. Now we've covered all 9 of those common interview questions.
We did. It's a marathon.
It feels like I've learned a ton myself.
Me too. It's always good to refresh.
Before we wrap things up,
I'd
love to hear more about how RoleCatcher's AI can help our listener prepare.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It sounds like a total game changer.
It really is. It takes that specific job description you're applying for
Okay.
and pinpoints the exact skills and qualifications the employer is looking for.
Oh, wow.
Then it helps you tailor your resume, cover letter, and interview answers to highlight those specific skills.
That's amazing.
It's all about standing out from the competition.
So it's personalized guidance.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be incredibly helpful for our listeners who are all about thorough preparation and knowledge.
It takes the guesswork out of it.
Exactly. And the AI can even give feedback on your practice answers and video rehearsals.
That's right. Think of it as a virtual interview coach,
Oh, wow.
helping you refine your delivery and boost your confidence.
That's incredible.
It's a powerful tool.
I can't wait to hear how RoleCatcher helps our listener land their dream pharmacist job.
Me too. I'm excited for them.
But before we get too carried away,
Okay.
let's transition to the next part of our deep dive.
All right, sounds good.
What other nuggets of wisdom does RoleCatcher have for us?
Well, the career guide goes beyond just the interview and provides some really valuable insights into career growth and advancement in the field of pharmacy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Remember, you're not just looking for a job.
Right.
You're building a career.
You got it.
Let's dive into that next.
Perfect. Let's explore those long-term career prospects
Okay.
and see what exciting opportunities await our ambitious listener.
Let's do it. All right, so let's keep this momentum going. This next question tests your organizational skills. How do you prioritize your daily tasks as a pharmacist? Just think about it. Pharmacists are juggling a ton of responsibilities at once.
It's true. They're filling prescriptions, counseling patients, managing inventory, all in a fast-paced environment. It's like a high-stakes game of Tetris. What are they really looking for with this quotient? Is it just about checking boxes, or is there something deeper?
It goes beyond just checking boxes. They want to see if you can handle that high-volume workload, manage your time effectively, and prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance. Think problem solving on your feet and staying organized even when things get crazy.
So how do you showcase those organizational superpowers? Any tips on what to emphasize?
Be transparent about your process. Do you swear by to-do lists, a scheduling app? Maybe you have a color-coded system that would make Marie Kondo proud. Share your methods and highlight those skills that keep you organized. Time management, attention to detail, the ability to multitask effectively.
I bet real-world examples are key here, too. Like, if you've ever had to handle a sudden influx of prescriptions while still making sure all the patient information was accurate.
Exactly. Those examples demonstrate that you can think on your feet and make sound decisions under pressure. Now, a major pitfall here is making it sound like you're disorganized or easily overwhelmed. Avoid vague statements like, I just do whatever needs to be done. Be specific about your methods and those concrete examples of your organizational skills in action.
Solid advice. On to question number 7, which deals with something super important. How do you ensure patient confidentiality? This is a big one, right? Patient privacy is paramount in healthcare.
Absolutely. It's not just about knowing the rules, although that's certainly important. They want to see that you truly value patient confidentiality, understand the ethical and legal implications of breaching that confidentiality, and that you take proactive steps to protect that sensitive information.
So it's about demonstrating integrity and discretion, showing that you're not just following the rules, but that you understand the deeper why behind them.
Exactly. Start by emphasizing that you take patient confidentiality very seriously, and that you're familiar with all the relevant laws and regulations like HIPAA in the United States. Then get specific about those steps you take to ensure confidentiality. Storing patient records securely, using strong passwords, being mindful of conversations in public areas. If you have experience with electronic health record systems, highlight your knowledge of their security features.
It sounds like it's all about being proactive and having that heightened awareness of patient privacy in every aspect of your work.
Right. And a red flag here is making it seem like confidentiality is an afterthought or that you don't understand the potential consequences of a breach. Avoid dismissive statements like, I've never had a problem with confidentiality before. Instead, focus on the proactive steps you take to prevent any issues from arising.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's move on to question number 8, which can be a bit uncomfortable, but it's important to talk about how do you handle medication errors? It's a high-stakes environment, and mistakes can happen.
It's true. Everyone makes mistakes, and interviewers understand that. What they're looking for is your accountability, honesty, and commitment to patient safety. They want to see if you can own up to your mistakes, learn from them, and take steps to prevent them from happening again.
So it's less about being perfect and more about how you respond when things don't go according to plan.
Exactly. Be honest and transparent. Explain that you take medication errors seriously and that you understand the potential consequences. Describe the steps you take to prevent errors. Double-checking prescriptions, verifying patient information using technology to your advantage. If you've had an experience with a medication error, briefly explain the situation, what you learned from it, and the steps you took to correct it. Focus on the positive, how you've grown from the experience and how you've implemented new strategies to prevent future errors.
I imagine it's important to showcase your commitment to continuous improvement. Like maybe you implemented a new double-check system after an error, even if it wasn't required just to be extra cautious.
That's a fantastic example. It shows that you're always striving to learn and improve and that you're not afraid to go above and beyond to ensure patient safety. Now, a major pitfall here is trying to downplay the seriousness of medication errors or shifting the blame. Avoid statements like, "It wasn't really my fault," or "It's never happened to me before." Own your mistakes, show that you've learned from them, and demonstrate that unwavering commitment to patient safety.
All right, let's tackle the final question in this set. How do you ensure medication safety and accuracy? This seems like a broad topic.
It is broad, but it's a golden opportunity to showcase your knowledge, skills, and dedication to providing top-notch care. Think of it as connecting all the dots we've been discussing.
So what are they really trying to assess with this question? What are those key takeaways they're hoping to glean from your answer?
They want to see a holistic understanding of medication safety. They're looking for evidence that you're knowledgeable about potential risks, you adhere to established procedures, and you're proactive in identifying and addressing potential problems. Look for signs of your attention to detail, your critical thinking skills, and that commitment to continuous improvement.
So how do you approach this question? It's so broad, it can be tough to know where to start.
Think about the whole medication management process, from receiving a prescription to dispensing the medication to the patient. Describe those specific steps you take at each stage to ensure safety and accuracy. Verifying prescriptions, double-checking calculations, using barcode scanners, counseling patients on proper medication, it all matters. Highlight any specialized training or certifications you have in medication safety, and mention any initiatives you've implemented to improve safety protocols in previous roles.
I imagine this is where mentioning something like a medication therapy management certification would really showcase your dedication to patient safety and going above and beyond.
Absolutely. It shows you're not just meeting the minimum requirements, but that you're actively seeking ways to enhance your skills and provide the best possible care.
Okay, what about potential pitfalls for this question? What should our listener avoid saying?
The biggest mistake is making medication safety seem like an afterthought or like you're not fully aware of those potential risks. Avoid vague statements like, "I just try to be careful," or "I've never had any problems with medication safety." Be specific about your methods, demonstrate your knowledge, and showcase that commitment to excellence.
Great advice. Now we've covered all 9 of those common interview questions. Feels like I've learned a ton myself. But before we wrap things up, I'd love to hear more about how RoleCatcher's AI can help our listener prepare for their interview. It sounds like a total game changer.
It really is. RoleCatcher's AI can take that specific job description you're applying for and pinpoint the exact skills and qualifications the employer is looking for. Then it helps you tailor your resume, cover letter, and interview answers to highlight those specific skills. It's all about making you stand out from the competition.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's not just about providing generic advice. It's about giving you that personalized guidance based on the specific job you're targeting. I can see how that would be incredibly helpful for our listeners who are all about thorough preparation and knowledge.
Exactly. And the AI can even give feedback on your practice answers and video rehearsals. Think of it as a virtual interview coach helping you refine your delivery and boost your confidence.
This all sounds incredible. I can't wait to hear how RoleCatcher helps our listener land their dream pharmacist job. But before we get too carried away, let's transition to the next part of our deep dive. What other nuggets of wisdom does RoleCatcher have for us?
Well, the career guide goes beyond just the interview and provides some really valuable insights into career growth and advancement in the field of pharmacy. Remember, you're not just looking for a job, you're building a career. Let's dive into that next.
Perfect. Let's explore those long-term career prospects and see what exciting opportunities await our ambitious listener. Okay, so we've talked all about acing that interview, but what happens after you land that pharmacist job?
Right, like where can this career actually take you in the long run?
Exactly. What are those long-term prospects?
Well, that's where the Advancing Your Career section of RoleCatcher's Career Guide really shines.
Okay.
It's full of insights for people like you who are always looking to learn and grow.
I love that. So what kind of advancement paths do they highlight? What are some of the options out there for pharmacists?
Well, a common route is becoming a pharmacy manager.
Okay.
You could be overseeing operations, leading a team, making sure everything's running smoothly in the pharmacy.
That sounds perfect for someone who likes to be in charge and is super organized.
Yeah, definitely.
But what about for those who are more drawn to the clinical side of things? What about them?
Well, for those who are really passionate about the science and patient care, becoming a clinical pharmacist is a fantastic path.
Okay.
They work directly with patients, often in hospitals or specialized clinics, providing expert advice on medications and treatment plans.
So they're really on the front lines of patient care, making sure people are getting the most effective and safest therapies.
Yes. And this is where it gets even more interesting for a learner like you.
Okay, tell me.
The career guide really emphasizes this idea of continuous learning for career advancement.
Got it.
And they suggest pursuing specialized certifications.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which can really open doors to new opportunities and boost your expertise.
I'm all ears. What kind of certifications are we talking about here?
Well, they mention a few, like the Medication Therapy Management Certification,
Okay.
which allows pharmacists to provide more personalized medication management services to patients.
Oh, wow.
It's like taking your patient care skills to a whole other level.
So instead of just dispensing medications,
Right.
you're working one-on-one with patients,
Yeah.
helping them manage those complex medication regimens and optimize their health outcomes.
Exactly. And it's a growing area of specialization.
Oh, that's good to know.
So having this certification really shows employers you're ahead of the curve and serious about providing top-notch patient care.
That's fantastic.
Hmm.
Any other certifications worth looking into?
They also mention the compounding certification, which is really cool.
Good.
It involves specialized training in preparing customized medications.
Oh, wow. That sounds interesting.
It's like pharmacy meets artistry.
I love
Creating those unique formulations for patients who have specific needs.
Yeah,
It takes a lot of precision and skill.
I bet. So for someone who loves to learn new things and expand their skill set,
Yeah.
this sounds like a great option.
It should be super rewarding.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I know the career guide also touches on networking opportunities for pharmacists.
Yes.
I know networking can sometimes feel a little intimidating,
It can be.
but it's so important in any field.
Absolutely. It's key.
What do they suggest?
Well, they suggest things like attending pharmacy conferences,
Okay.
joining professional organizations, and
Yeah.
connecting with mentors.
Those are all great ways to stay connected and learn about what's new.
Exactly.
And maybe even find a mentor who can really guide your career.
You got it. And don't underestimate the power of connecting with people from your pharmacy school.
Oh, yeah. Your alumni network.
Exactly. Or reaching out to pharmacists you admire for informational interviews.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Building those relationships can open so many doors.
Right. It's all about who you know.
It really can help.
Okay, so what does all this mean for our listener who's getting ready for their pharmacist interview? What's the takeaway?
Well, it means they're not just preparing for a job, they're preparing for a career.
Right.
A career that's full of possibilities.
I love that.
With the knowledge and insights from RoleCatcher, they're well equipped to navigate this path and make a real impact.
That's what it's all about.
On the world of pharmacy.
So it's like they're setting off on this exciting adventure
Yeah.
with new discoveries and challenges around every corner.
It's a journey.
But with the right tools and mindset,
Mm-hmm.
they can conquer anything.
Absolutely. And here's a final thought I want to leave with our listener.
Okay, what is it?
The career guide emphasizes staying updated on industry trends.
Right. Always be learning.
Exactly. So what's one area of pharmacy that really excites you?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, and how could you demonstrate that passion in your interview?
Ooh, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe it's personalized medicine or drug development
Mm-hmm.
or a specific therapeutic area that you're really interested in.
Whatever it is, let that passion shine through in your answers.
Yeah.
Show the interviewer that you're not just looking for a job.
Right.
You're looking to make a real contribution.
You want to make a difference.
Exactly.
That's the perfect note to end on.
I think so.
Remember, RoleCatcher has a wealth of resources to support you
Yeah,
on your pharmacy journey.
absolutely.
Best of luck with your interview, and let us know how your deep dive into the world of pharmacy goes.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah.